Welcome to Cherry Blossom Yoga. I'm Robin Dinerman. This is a half-hour Hatha Yoga class for beginning and continuing students. I'd like to share with you a couple of stories that relate to the perspective or one's perspective on aging. A few weeks ago, I was in the shopping mall with my daughter. She was trying to pick out a new phone plan. And the young man waiting on us, who must have been in his 20s at most, suddenly turned to me and said, "And we have discounts for seniors." Well, nobody in the world wants to hear, "You look old. I can give you a discount." Now, around that time at my class where I teach mostly seniors, I think they are all seniors, there's a lady who comes very often, who must be in her 80s, and she's limited in what she can do. But one day her daughter showed up, and I figure her daughter's around 50 or so, plus or minus. And the daughter was telling me that her mother loves the class and that she used to do yoga when she was a lot younger. And then she says, "And you're such an inspiration." And I thought she was talking to her mom, but actually she was talking to me. So there's the perspective of a 20-year-old, you get a discount, and a 50-year-old or a middle-aged person saying, "Look what you have presented to me that could be my future. You're an inspiration." So that made me feel really good. And I hope you feel that way too. We're going to be working on the thighs today. The thighs are the longest muscles in the body. And over time, we lose strength in the muscles. When I moved from a house that had 3 floors to a 1-floor apartment, I noticed that my thighs were not as strong as they used to be after a couple of years. That's natural with the aging and natural because I was not going up and down the stairs. So there are certain exercises that build muscles. Of course, many sports do that, where they'll build muscles. However, the muscles can become tight. And in yoga, what we do is tone the muscle. So the muscle has some strength, but also some flexibility, some vibrancy to it. So today we're going to work on lengthening the thighs and stretching out the thighs. Now, in conjunction with the thighs are the buttock muscles. And I'd like you to try this right now, if you're standing or seated. Firm your buttock muscles, really tighten them, tucking the tailbone underneath, and then feel your thigh muscles. They become very, very tight. So that's a natural reaction of the body, that movement. And that's also a little bit of a pelvic tilt, which is good for the lumbar spine. So we're going to lengthen and tone our thigh muscles at the same time. We're firming and toning the buttock muscles and loosening up the lower back. That's primarily what we're thinking about today. Although some of these movements and postures we've done many times before, today focus on those parts of the body and take your time. Don't worry if you can't fully go into a posture. Do what feels comfortable for your body. We're going to start actually with some upper body movement, just so we're balanced out a bit. So bring your hands up over your head, turn the palms up to the ceiling, take a deep breath, and exhale, lower your face, lower your head down, keeping your hands where they are, looking up to the ceiling. Now check your lower back, tailbone tucked under slightly. Check your knees, they should be soft. Slowly level your chin, turn the palms down, and lower your hands to your body. And again, breathe in, turn your palms up, and exhale. Let your head sink down. Let your jaw rest lightly on your upper chest. Bring your attention to the back of your neck. Again, check your knees, make sure you're not locking them. The tailbone should be turned under. Turn the palms down as you lift your head and lower your arms. So I hope that felt good to you, because it did to me. Behind you, place both hands at the lower back. Draw your elbows toward each other. Take a deep breath. Try to draw the shoulder blades toward each other, and then slowly release. You can push the shoulders down, reach down on each side, and shake your hands out a little bit. Let the arms move a bit. Okay. Shake a foot and the other foot. Now we'll get into the hamstring and thighs. Okay, we're going to start with feet about hip distance apart, hands inside of the elbows. Bend your knees slightly, tuck your chin in, and come down about halfway with your chin tucked in, and just experience the stretch in the back of your neck. I feel it now in the lower back. You might feel it in your hamstrings or calves. And every so often, you're going to feel your upper body sink down. You're letting gravity do the work. And as you're coming forward or downward, pull your belly up into your pelvis. Look through between your legs. The weight of your arms is stretching out the rhomboids, the muscles between your shoulder blades. Now bring your attention to the lower back and feel that stretch. Slowly release the hands, walk them up the legs just for placement, and with the flat back unhinged, looking ahead about 5 or 6 feet. We're going to straighten the knees and bend them. So you're also putting a little movement into your ankles. I like to keep the elbows back by the hips. And technically, I'm not putting any weight on my thighs. So we're just lubricating the joints. And then standing up with the hands on the hips, tuck the pelvis under. Point the tailbone underneath by firming the buttocks. And then come forward again. And this time let your arms hang, chin tucked in. Now at this point, because of the slow stretching, I'm able to come down closer. And now straighten the left knee and bend the right. And observe that stretch in the back of your left leg. And you may feel it in the calf, the hamstrings, lower back. And then shift to center and alternate. Eyes looking through the legs. Now the stretch is in the right calf, the right hamstring, and the lower back on the right side. So alternately bend and straighten. Feet are the usual, hip distance apart. And if you feel your tummy kind of sliding out of place the next time you exhale, pull the navel in toward the spine. Now let's place the hands on the outside of the right leg or the ankle, head hanging. Come back to center, around to the other side. Head hanging. And back to center. And just touch your legs as you walk upward, back flat, and with the hinge at the hips. You're seated, so bring the head and shoulders up until you feel your weight evenly distributed on the soles of your feet. Breathe in. Now the standing pelvic flex or pelvic tilt. And you may notice that the muscles here and here are working. And come back to center, pause in Tadasana, hands at the heart. Reach up through the crown of your head and bring your mind to the back of your neck, travel down your spine into the lower back. And pause and observe how your lower back feels. Imagine you can see into your hip joints. Become aware of the muscles of your thighs, the hamstrings in front, back, hamstrings and back, sorry, and the quadriceps in front, moving down your legs into your calves. Now observing the soles of your feet. Do you feel a lot of pressure on the metatarsal or on the heel? So shift your shoulders forward and back until you feel the weight is evenly distributed. And then stand tall. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, pull the navel in toward the spine. Let the shoulders sink down, let the arms float to your sides, palms inward. Standing tall, breathing in fresh oxygen, and releasing tension, releasing worry, releasing anxiety. Breathing in peace, breathing in fulfillment, breathing in contentment. We're going to separate the feet. Well, I'd like to try it as far apart as is comfortable for me. So you determine what is comfortable for you. We're going to bring the knee over the foot. So I turn my feet outward, and I'm kind of testing my left knee, which is my questionable knee. And we're shifting back and forth. Here you can feel those muscles working. So for an inner thigh stretch, I'm going to turn, this would be your left foot, and that would be your right. So I'm coming down inside the left foot. Then I'm going to move that foot outward and slowly and gently come down, trying to keep the knee above the ankle, looking through underneath. And now I'm getting a really intense stretch of the inner thigh. It feels good. Now the hands are slightly in front of the shoulders, fingers pointed forward. You can let the neck hang. You can lift the back of the neck and look straight down. And if you want, you can put your hands behind you or lift them up. And then you really feel the inner thigh muscles working here and here. And if you want to put your hands back down to take a little pressure off, that's fine. Do what works for you. And slowly unhinge, unfold. Come back to center, both feet forward for a moment. And shift your weight from side to side. And let any tension that you've built up from this stretch slowly evaporate. Now we'll try this side. So I'm going to turn, this would be your right foot, turn it out slightly, and bring my hand inside of that leg. I can even move this leg out some more. Remember, trying to keep the knee above the ankle for stability. The hands slightly in front of the shoulders. I am going to walk that leg out a little bit more to get a better stretch of the inner thigh. So you test and see what works for you, and if that's too much, pull your leg back in. So at this point, if you want to let go of the head, you can do that. And feel that stretch, inner thigh here, not so much here for me, it might be different for you. Or you can lift up with the back straight, shoulders drawn away from the ears. And then bring your attention back to the inner thighs on both sides. And breathe. And if you want to try the hands behind you or off the floor, you can do that as well. And I've returned to using my hands here, partly because I am careful about my left knee. Let the head hang a bit. And then pressing up, coming back to center, turning both feet forward. Just going to do a brain drain. Getting a good grip on each ankle and then releasing the head. And bringing a fresh supply of blood to my face and my brain. Now I'm placing the hands in front of the shoulders. Let's heel toe inward. And with the knees slightly bent, arms out like giant wings, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Lift the back of the neck, visualize your spine as straight. Press down evenly through the soles of your feet. As you're coming up, start firming the buttocks, tucking the tailbone under. Now press the floor away. Reach up through the crown of your head, breathe, pause, observe. We're going to take a short break and we'll return to Cherry Blossom Yoga in just a moment.
Our fight against coronavirus isn't over. Let's wear face masks in public. Stay 6 feet or more from others. Follow state and local guidelines. And wash our hands frequently. Let's move forward together. Learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Welcome back to Cherry Blossom Yoga. Come join me on the floor. We're going to do a lot of movements from the back. If you are seated, you might be able to approximate the movements by lifting your legs and flexing the feet and getting some type of movement going. So I'm going to come down onto my back and continue with focusing on the thighs. And one thing I'm going to do, which we do a lot, is the knees to chest. I have my left foot on the floor. I'm going to wrap my arms around the right leg and squeeze and release, aiming the knee toward the shoulder or the armpit. So this gives a little bit of a massage to the organs on the right side, not much, but it does stretch out the lower back muscles. So bring the right foot down, Bring the left leg in, squeeze and release. Now I'm going to hold for a little bit and place the foot down. Now, another way of doing this, which is a little bit more of a stretch, is to straighten that left leg. Now notice the difference. Here I feel it inner thigh, almost into the groin. I can feel if I push out with my heel, flexing the foot, the buttock firms. These muscles right through here get strong. And I'm going to hold for a couple breaths. So just breathe. You can reposition your hands on your shin. Some people hold on to the thigh, but if you're able to do it this way, and then I check my shoulders, make sure the shoulder blades are on the floor, on the mat. So bringing the foot back to the floor and opening the leg, we're going to walk the hands down to the foot. Now feel where the stretch is, right at the base of the lower back, the sacrum, and then right through here into the hamstrings, and then we're going to flex and relax the foot. Flex and relax, and then you feel it then as the calf muscles move. Then I'm going to place my hand on my left hip and gently bring my right leg down. Now I can feel my lower back lifting, so I want to kind of adjust. And my hand is just on the inside of the thigh above the knee. You can try different positions. What I'm trying to do is stretch through the groin and the inner thigh. Then you can try it with the legs straight, both legs straight. And as you rest in the posture, I know that sounds, how can I rest? But as you get used to the posture and stop fighting it, little by little, those muscles soften, stretch, become more elastic, and you'll find the leg is dropping down a little farther. So what I'm going to do is bend the knee and bring the foot back and straighten the right leg, squeeze and release. Maybe hold this time. Open the leg, walk the hands down, pull it over, get a good pull going. My knee is just slightly bent. I don't like to have my knee locked. I think that's hard on the kneecaps. And then feel where the stretch is. And I'm shaking a little, which means those muscles are a bit tight. I'm going to bring the leg out. So you can do this in different versions. You can do it with the foot up, knee bent, or you can do it with the leg straight. I'm pressing down on this side to make it even a bit. Just listen to your body. Let the stretch happen. Let your breathing get deeper. And to close up, you can bend the knee and bring the foot in. You can also take a hold of each ankle. Bring the soles of the feet together. If you want, open a leg, flex and point. I dropped that leg too fast, so let's take our time. Stretch, flex and point, and slowly come out of it. Bring your knees together. And place the feet down and rest for a little bit in Shavasana, corpse pose. And make a mental note of what you're experiencing physically, mentally, emotionally, without judgment, without approval or disapproval. Simply be. And let your attention return to your body and your breath. And if you wish, bring your arms over your head. Take a deep breath. Let your back arch. Flex the feet. Push the heels away. Really, really stretch. Yawn if you like, opening your mouth wide. And then release. Bring your knees up. Press your feet into the mat. Roll onto your side. And let your head rest on your arm. When you feel that you're ready, use your top hand, press the floor away, let your head hang down. As you walk your hands back to your body, spiral to the front, return to a seated position, and pause and breathe. I hope you received whatever you needed today. Thank you for joining me. I wish you a wonderful day, wonderful week, and I hope it all carries into your life. Namaste.